Our client Charles is in a partial hospitalization program for mental illness and substance use. Charles experiences challenges when preparing supper meals due to difficulty controlling his thoughts, habitually using mood altering substances, and limited control of his voluntary movement. He reported difficulty manipulating food and tools and often spills ingredients when he is preparing meals due to the long term effects of his psychotropic medication that causes shakiness.
Charles's needs are controlling his thoughts, decreasing his use of mood-altering substances, and increasing his control of voluntary movement.
The implications for intervention and why we're doing OT is to help him control his intrusive thoughts using strategies of his choice, and also to control his voluntary movement with strategies and adaptive equipment to decrease shakiness and spillage of ingredients.
Some sources of reimbursement for Charles include private insurance and Medicaid.
We brought up the idea of having a telehealth appointment to Charles and posed it as a way for us to coach him while not being there in person by leading him to take charge and do the task independently while we could still assist in some sort of way virtually. We received consent at his last in person appointment.
Our first long term goal is that Charles will demonstrate the ability to prepare supper meals with modified independence in his own kitchen within 2 months. The first short term goal for that long term goal is that Charles will demonstrate the ability to control his voluntary movements by manipulating food tools effectively with the use of adaptive devices within 1 month. The second short term goal is that he will demonstrate the ability to control his voluntary movements by preparing one meal without spilling ingredients within 1 month.
Our second long term goal is Charles will demonstrate the ability to prepare supper meals by attending for 1 hour within 2 months. The first short term goal that goes with that long term goal is Charles will identify a cognitive strategy to regulate intrusive thoughts while cooking meals within 1 month. The second short term goal for that long term goal is Charles will demonstrate the ability to regulate intrusive thoughts by utilizing the cognitive strategy he previously identified within 1 month.
So, the overall model that we chose to apply for this session with Charles is EHP, and we chose this because we're going to be increasing performance range to allow for performance of more tasks. And we want to use different EHP intervention strategies to guide how we approach our interventions with Charles.
We picked two frames of references, and our first one is the motor learning theory. We want to use this for task specificity with meal preparation adaptive devices. So basically, just using and educating him on how to use those devices.
Our second frame of reference is the cognitive behavior theory, and we will use that to use any cognitive restructuring techniques that will help Charles regulate any intrusive thoughts he has.
Our first piece of evidence is from the American Journal of Occupational Therapy, and it is an article about tremor reduction for adults with static brain lesions. Although this article isn't specific to Charles's um, issues, we think that it could be pretty generalizable to him because it does address tremor reduction. This article shows that weights on the wrist can decrease the tremors. And we thought that this would be really good to try with Charles because he's experiencing tremors that cause him to spill things.
The second resource that we decided to use with Charles is a chapter of Dratton Gutman, and that discusses how adaptive utensils can accommodate tremors and prevent spills when feeding. Even though this intervention is not focusing on feeding, the skills used can be generalized to just basic use of cooking utensils with Charles. Additionally, we found that the use of any large-handled utensils facilitate grasp and provide stability when experiencing tremors or fatigue, which Charles frequently has.
And then lastly, we just wanted to discuss some precautions that we had talked about. So, first would be safety with hot things such as the stove. So we'd have Charles wear oven mitts when picking up different items such as the pan, so he's not touching a hot handle. And the next thing would be to have only items that he will need for the test out and put other objects away. So this ties in with the next precaution, which would be to put away sharp tools such as knives or scissors so that he doesn't purposely hurt himself due to his intrusive thoughts. And then the last precaution is to have a gait belt on Charles so if he gets unsteady during the session, the OTA is able to help steady him so he can stay upright.
Okay, Charles, you're all set up for your therapy appointment. I'll be right in if you need anything.
Thanks.
All right. Hi, Charles. It's good to see you for this first telehealth appointment. I think I hear some noise going on in the background. Would you mind turning, would you mind turning that off?
I'm watching Friends because I thought this might be boring.
Yeah, Friends is a good show, but I'd like you to turn it off so we can focus more on the appointment and what we're going to be doing today. Great job. Thank you. So today, as we agreed upon, we're going to be making some pancakes. But first, I'd like to educate you on a few of the adaptive equipment that we have selected that we think might work out for you. The first is this large handle that the therapy aid will demonstrate for you. You can put it on any cooking utensil, basically, like that. And it will help you with gripping items and also decrease fatiguing, so you won't get as tired holding something as fast as you normally do.
Okay, that sounds pretty cool.
Nice, good. The second thing is using a wide
Does this have to stay
spatula.
on here?
Nope. So once you're done with that, you can just take it off and either put it to the side or put it on the next utensil that you'll be using. So it's good
Like I
that it's
just pull
easily,
it?
yes, it's good that it's easily transferable that way.
Okay.
And then the next item that we will be using is a spatula with a wide help you with flipping over items, and that will also decrease the amount of weight that's placed on your hand. Yeah, he's pretty big. But you'll also be able to flip a lot more things, and hopefully that will help you out with fatigue as well.
Sounds good.
Nice. The third thing we have for you is a grippy placemat. And this will help you so you don't have to hold on to things as tightly. You can just place a plate or bowl on that grippy placemat and they will stay put, which is really nice when you're in the kitchen. Things don't knock around as much. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the last thing we have for you is a grippy glove that you can put on your hands. You can put it on either your left or right. It's ambidextrous. And that will help with gripping items. So like gripping spoons, forks, you can use it to open jars as well.
So can I hold the bowl with it?
Hopefully you like.
Can I hold the bowl with it?
Yeah.
Want to get dirty then?
It can get dirty, but you can also wash it. You can throw it in with your laundry just as any other item.
Oh, okay.
You sent us this in the box too. What's this for?
Yeah, so that is a wrist weight. You can put it on your wrist to reduce the effect of any tremors you might be having. So Charles, you can put it on and see, it's the lightest weight we have. So hopefully it's not too heavy for you.
And what is this for?
So it'll decrease the effect that your tremors will have. So it just adds a bit more weight to your arm, so it might increase fatigue, but hopefully the idea is to reduce any shakiness you have while cooking.
Hmm. All right. These are pretty nice.
Nice. Do you think you can use these in when you're making pancakes today?
Well, isn't that what I'm supposed to do?
Well, these are options for you.
Oh,
They are not we're not forcing you to use them, but they are recommendations that we think will help.
oh, okay. We could try them.
Sounds good. So in the box, we gave you a stepwise cookbook that has a recipe for pancakes, which we'll be following to make the pancakes today.
Okay. What is
Mhm.
what's different about that in the recipe?
So this one, it has the items and steps clearly laid out. And it also gives, yeah, like that. It gives a visual cue, and the steps are very simplified, very broken down, so they're easier to follow.
Okay.
Choosing that last week?
Yeah, I remember that. I think it will be helpful.
Mhm. Sounds good. So do you want to start making the pancakes using the stepwise cookbook?
Oh yeah, I'm a little hungry.
Excellent.
I'll get your Zooms moved all over. Can you bring this over to the kitchen? Can you see Miss OT?
I can see, thank you.
Okay, perfect.
Should I put it right here?
That works.
Okay. How long is this gonna take?
We're estimating maybe about 15 or 20 minutes. Um, if it takes longer, we can use some strategies to hopefully cut down on the time or amount of steps.
Okay.
Hmm.
So what's first?
So, well, what does the cookbook say?
It says pancakes. Wash my hands with this.
No, that's dish soap.
Oh,
The
well,
hand soap's right there. I'm gonna wash my hands too since I'm helping.
Mhm.
I'll
That
wash
sounds like a great
first.
idea.
My pancakes. The towels don't work.
So if there's a hand towel on the stove, can you use that?
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Can I go on?
You sure can.
Look for food. Pancake mix. Where's the eggs?
Well, those usually like to stay cold.
The fridge.
This is a young little thing.
And oil, and syrup, and butter. Look for equipment. A pan, spoons, cups.
Where are those?
2 cups.
Good job.
This is spoon. Cooking spoon, cooking spoon. Spatula, pancake turner. Plate, bowl. We got it.
Good. Do you think having that visual cue helped you?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
Open the pancake mix. It says it's supposed to be open.
It's okay. That's all we have.
Okay. Measure 1 cup of pancake mix. Aren't I supposed to use those tool thingies?
You want to use the
The way
handle?
to, yeah. If gripping that measuring cup is too hard, we can also put the large grip handle on that as well.
My wrist feels a little tired.
You want to try setting it on the counter to pour?
Mm-hmm. We can set utensils or bowls on the counter instead of holding them up in the air to provide more support, and hopefully you won't get as tired holding them.
I didn't think of that. Okay. Pour the mix in the bowl.
Do you want to use this to help make the mixing more effective later?
Yeah, let's try it. What do I do with this?
You just set it on the counter.
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty grippy silicone material, so the bowl will stick to it nice and tight.
Measure a half a cup plus a fourth a cup of milk. I'm done with this.
If those are too hard for you to read, we can have
What?
the aide hand you the correct measuring tools.
Yeah, which one is the half?
This one's the half.
Oh, thank you. I can't open this milk.
Do you want help?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wasn't there something to help with that?
Mm-hmm. We can use the grippy glove.
Oh, that was wonderful. Now I need the fourth cup.
While you're
Oh,
doing
now
this activity, ooh, sorry, go ahead.
I didn't do it right.
That's okay.
It says
What
now
did
I'm
you
supposed
do?
to pour the milk, but I already did. It's
That's all
all
right.
ruined,
No, the pancakes will still turn out great.
but I didn't listen to the instructions.
Mm-hmm. Well, can you think of something that might help you listen to the instructions next time we make
I should
pancakes with the cookbook?
I should read it more carefully.
Mm-hmm. Do you think
Now it
maybe
says
reading ahead to the next step would be a good idea too?
maybe this one's sticky. It says I'm supposed to measure 2 teaspoons of oil. And the next one says to pour it. So I'm gonna measure
Good.
it and then pour it.
While we're making the pancakes, would you like to tell us about the day that you've had so far? Or do you think that would be too difficult to concentrate on two tasks at the same time?
I think I could talk about it a little bit,
Nice. Go
but
for it.
if it's too hard, I'll stop.
Okay.
Well,
It's good to know
I
your
was
limits.
I was watching Friends, and it's just so funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's my favorite show.
Who's your favorite character?
All of them. They're just all my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Have you watched the Friends bloopers? I was doing that too.
No, I haven't watched the Friends bloopers.
The bloopers are even funnier than the actual show. Now I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna stir with the spoon. This grippy thing is nice,
Mm-hmm. Good. I'm glad you like it.
but it's kind of hard to grip this.
You want to try it with this?
Oh yes, this thing. What was this called?
That's called a large handle grip. Yep, so you can put it on any type of utensil, such as that spoon you're using, and it will increase the grip that you're using.
I also fed my dog today.
Mhm. Good. How old is your dog?
He's 18 months.
Mhm.
Now it
Is
says
he very
measure.
active?
Yeah, he's active, but he's fat. Much more active than me.
Have you gone to this step now?
Yeah. What do I do with it?
Put it right in the sink. I'll take the handle off for you.
Oh, thanks. Now it says measure 1 tablespoon of butter, but it's already measured.
Hmm. So we can just put it right on in, it looks like.
Into the electric fry pan. Turn it on medium. I don't want the small one, the big one. I think the big one. Okay. It's gonna take a bit. I'm gonna look at the next step. Just watching. Yeah, it's kind of creepy.
Hmm. I'm here to provide any assistance that you might need. Think of this as just a regular session, but I'm kind of taking a back seat almost. You're the one that's leading the session, and I'm just providing some assistance from afar.
Oh. Where are you at today? Somewhere warm?
Not quite. I'm at home.
Oh, me too. I live here in the med
Mhm.
building. Should I put this on my right hand or my non-dominant hand?
I would say put it on your right hand, your dominant hand, as that's the hand that you'll be using most, and then it will be the most likely to experience tremors since it's getting fatigued and also due to the effects of your medication.
This is gonna take forever. Oh,
You can turn it up a little higher if you want.
now it's set medium.
Okay.
It's good to be aware of safety.
This is almost too big for my pan.
Almost to, oh goodness.
This is either a really small pan or a big spatula.
How do you think the cue cards have been helping? Do you think you can make this recipe with just the written recipe, or do you need the visual cues?
I like the pictures,
Good.
the cues. It makes it easier if I get distracted and I can see where I left off because it's not on one piece of paper.
hmm
As if I got distracted and was doing a recipe, then I would forget what number I was on.
Looks nice and melted there.
No, I don't think so.
Not yet? Okay. That's what you're doing. I don't want you to burn yourself. Think it's melted enough?
For sure.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now it says measure this much. I'll move it closer so I don't spill.
Mhm. Good idea.
I did not spill.
Good job.
Nice.
You want to look at your next step?
Yeah. Look for bubbles.
In the pancake.
Oh, that's kind of good. Circle. What's the bit? That would really want to help.
We can change it for next time.
hmm I think a good idea for this activity, since we've only got about 10 or so minutes left in this appointment session, would be to maybe make one or two more pancakes and then we'll talk about it and see what we could do next time.
This is kind of heavy.
You can take it off. And if you're also just getting fatigued, just standing there, you can brace yourself on the counter, not the stovetop, while cooking, or you can lean on the therapy aid to provide some physical support.
That is nice support. I'm waiting for bubbles.
hmm
Are there bubbles?
There. Okay. Is it there?
Perfect bake.
You'll have to lift one up to the camera so I can see it when it's done.
Wasn't that too hot?
When it's cooled down.
Okay. What's your next step?
Wait a minute. Oh, a minute. Well, I didn't set a timer.
That's all right. It's been about 30 seconds. I've been watching the time for you.
Oh, okay. I need to get my plate ready.
Okay. Don't put it on the stove. That might melt. I'm here for support if you need it.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of tired.
Do you need to sit down in a chair?
Well, then I can't see the stove.
It's a good point. Maybe we'll get a stool in here for you next time.
That's a good idea.
Does that look done?
Maybe.
Perfect. Do we want to wait to make the rest of the pancakes until after so you can talk?
I'll just talk. I think I can talk and do it.
Does that work for you, Kate?
That works for me.
Okay.
So what do you think went well with this session, Charles?
I liked my chart thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was easy to follow the directions.
Good.
And I like this flipper. It's a good flipper.
Mm-hmm.
Bubbles are ready.
Did any of the adaptive tools or utensils we gave you help out?
That's a good one.
I saw your faces. That must have been a great pancake.
I'm going to turn it down.
Good job being safe. Don't want anything to burn. Got a little baby pancake.
What was your question?
Did any of the adaptive tools or devices we used today help you at all?
I liked this thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of
Good.
weird, but
Mm-hmm.
it worked.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like your gripper mat?
Oh, yeah, I liked it. I didn't have to hold my bowl.
Good. Good.
Oh, you're making a little pancake there.
It fell off.
Mm.
Not done. No.
You also used the wrist weights.
I think that one
Mhm.
was too heavy.
Too heavy? Okay. We don't
Like
have to use everything.
Well, it wasn't shaking as much, but it was kind of
Mm.
heavy. Like I got tired from
Mhm.
using.
Mm.
So if I could get one that's a little lighter.
Mhm. Certainly. How do you think you could use the skills that we learned today and apply that to other aspects of your life?
I think this would be good for opening like other bottles,
Mm-hmm. Certainly.
like shampoo. Not all of them come with that pump thing, which is stupid.
Mm-hmm. Anything
Um,
else?
I think this would be good to brush my teeth.
Mm-hmm. You just stick it right on the toothbrush.
It might need to be a little.
Mm-hmm. And we can get you different sizes of that too. to accommodate wider or smaller grips.
That one doesn't look quite ready.
Too late. It was bubbling.
It was. I think our pan's still too hot.
It looks good. Looks very small. Ooh, not bad. That's a great pancake.
This one broke. It was on a different piece.
Mhm. Well, our appointment time is just about up, Charles. Is there anything you would like to add? Any last minute questions, comments, concerns?
Can I use a chair when I'm cooking?
Definitely.
Like I could sit and that's safe?
hmm As long as you're able to see what you're doing, that's totally safe.
Oh, so like a stool.
hmm
Okay.
All right. Well, my timer is going off, so I will see you in the next session, Charles. Thank you for doing this telehealth appointment with me.
Yeah. Thanks for asking.
All right. Have a great day, Charles.
You too. I wish I could give you some pancakes.
I wish I could eat some pancakes. Bye.
Bye.